Hello and welcome to this episode of Lost Legacy. I don't know what I named it. It's probably something fate-based. That sounds right. Yeah. The Fate Revealed. I was like, I made a name for it. So this is our live play, and we're gonna introduce all our players and characters. We're unfortunately gonna miss Tom. He had a personal event that he's gonna take care of. So we love him, and we will see him next time. But I guess I'll have to fill in the role for Heath, or we'll just catch him up, and if he does something cool. So why don't I introduce my players, and then they'll tell you who they are and what they're playing. And as I fix the cameras that are definitely fucked up, I'll start with Rennie.
First off, love you, Tom. I am Rennie Stern. I am playing Disbin Tinderfoot, formerly Disbin Nardleby. That might be important this game. I am playing a Goblin Oath of Vigilance. The Oath of Vigilance is a custom homebrew that we made just for this world setting that me and Gene kind of collaborated on. A fun fact about Dizzy is Disbin does not believe in the gods. He believes that they exist and they're there and they do stuff, but he doesn't necessarily believe that their powers are as great as people seem to think they are.
All right, nice. Next we'll have Norm.
Hey everybody, I'm Norm. I'll be playing Kellen. He is a rock gnome artificer. He's an artillerist. He likes to make things blow up, but he's not quite to the point where he can blow shit up. But he has a lot of fun doing what he's doing. And I did not know that Disbin is a heretic. I just didn't see that coming. That was a big surprise. Thank you for sharing.
Just full on.
You're welcome.
Heresy. And then last but not least is Sam.
Hey, I'm Sam. I'm playing Odyseth Crossstuck, our Dragonborn cleric. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the fate has in store for us.
All right. Well, with that, I am your GM, Gino. Our channel has little potion bottles. If you tune into our Twitch, you can spend them in a variety of ways. There's generally two. One is you could spend them to give the group or a person inspiration, which will let them get like a reroll, or you can give it to me, which I will generally use against them, or if it's a particularly important role, I might use it for them. Who knows? We'll find out as a team. But let's do a little bit of a recap. So, our heroes arrived in the city of, or the capital, Castle Grim, where they found that there was a strange happenings. People were not sleeping well. There were strange oddities, people disappearing all throughout the past few months. Our heroes, of course, rose to the occasion to investigate it, where they figured out that there was some sort of nightmarish creatures that was affecting people and making them kind of sleepwalk to their own peril. Our heroes met a strange satyr priest who guided them using the powers of dream to help them encounter and deal with three hags that each controlled bits and pieces of the nightmare and fate and dream. And that is where they also learned that these hags worked for the primordial Tenebris. They were effectively an extension of the cult, but only in it for their own reasons, so maybe not as loyal. The heroes eventually entered the Barrow, which they were originally contracted to deal with through the Temple of the Three, and there as they explored the dwarven barrows, finally breaking through the seals of the hags. First thing they encountered was a strange smithy, where they fought some ghosts and a weird sword floated around all nimbly-bimbly. Then they felt a cold emanating deep within the cavern. As they continued on, they kept fighting spirits, and they eventually they started encountering looks like people who were nearly frozen stiff. And then eventually, as forget who it was, but I think a character just ventured a little too far into a cave during the middle of a fight, which triggered the three hags who were in wait. After they first beat the hags in the dream, and now they were taking the fight to the hags in the material world, now that they were weakened and maybe not at their full strength. They managed to defeat the different hags, and eventually it was down to just the singular Fate Hag, whose name is cool, and I have. The hag's name of Nosy Lottie Waxwort. And she in their last moment asked to be spared, and in return offered that she could give them the answer to how to beat the great enemy Tenebris. Through some wheeling and dealing, they agreed to she would not torture or torment or touch the material world for a year and a day, which seemed to go very well for her because she knew that she would be on the run now once she gives out the secrets of Tenebris and how to defeat him. And so that is where we last left off. And so now we will enter the scene. You guys, she's unbound. She's around you. Heath is with you, and she is standing there, kind of like moving her hands and not really touching any strings that you can see. I believe you removed her, you took her like knitting needle or something. I know she had those, and she has no weapons, but she's now there. And she looks to the three of you, or the four of you, and she goes, so, you're sparing me, and I appreciate our bargain. I will give you the question you want answered, but there might be other questions you have for the skins of fate.
We bargained to spare you, and so that you would leave the realm. I'm not here to make any other bargains today.
That is... But you may need what I give you. I am likely a dead creature. I likely can go no further. When I go home or to whatever planes I wish, who's to say the cult will not be hunting me? So, my future, as she kind of looks off into the distance with her milky eyes, is muddled. This is an opportunity. And to also show that I give no true allegiance to this creature, to this powerful being. I am neither... I do not... I did this for a means to an end, where my other sisters were more invested in your destructions of mortals.
That does not absolve you.
Are you suggesting there is no price?
Well, I could give it to you as a gift. Or you could... We could... What do I wish to give? How about this? I will start with the information promised. And then if it interests you for another look at your skein of your fates, I would be willing to do a trade. But it does not have to be... It does not have to be a thing you will miss.
Yeah, but we wanted to because like
It could be a poem.
um
It could be uh, a story. It could be something that I would find that would be comforting.
I'd like to know what's in the fates after we hear the other stuff.
Well, you are not going to like part of this, and so I must ask your permission again since I have made promises.
yeah, but it's gonna be hard to like memorize those things.
I need you to be asleep. Well, I do not need you. I would like you all to be dreaming for us to have this conversation. For the sake of.
No.
Oh, you do not have to hear me out then. She goes, fine. I do not want your enemies.
Your powers are tenfold, 100-fold while we're dreaming. We have no protections there.
I have sworn an oath, and I cannot break my word. It is your choice. It is more that if I tell you here, who's to know what can hear it? If I tell you in the dreams, only you all know what I tell you. This is for your safety more than mine.
Can you be more specific about what you mean by only we can hear you?
She just kind of looks and like shadows flicker across the wall. You know, the cold fog rolls through. The world, people, things have ears. We could be being scried upon as we speak. Things can hear. Stones remember. Spirits remember.
That means only I'll know what I ask and what you tell me, and my friends won't.
I was going to take you all like we did before. Not individually. But we do not have to. I'm okay not to. I just warned that what information I tell you could either be all of ours, alone, or could be anyone who were to view this period of time.
I gave in and agreed to that, so I want to know my stuff. Just me, nobody else.
I agree to your terms, but I am fine with my companions. These three. He gestures to the characters, including Tom, being present if they wish.
I don't. You can see there's obvious frustration on Dizzy's face.
I understand your apprehension. Were the circumstances different, I would be more willing to trust my suspicions.
When you do the stream thing, do you stay in this place and magically project, or do you physically leave here and enter dreams?
She kind of like thinks for a second. I guess it would be a projection.
Because I don't feel safe with you in my head. If my friends are willing, I would stay here, and I would make sure that you keep your oath. I would be vigilant.
She nods to you. She goes, it will be within a moment of a flutter of an eyelid.
If I have an alternative proposition. If Kellen would like to go alone, perhaps you can come with me and we can keep watch while he goes, and he can keep watch, and you can come with me.
Dizzy seems to nod, and like that sounds more reasonable. Reggie can stay here too. All right.
She looks
Okay.
to you and like you
Fine.
again. You don't see like a sadness, happiness. You don't see like a negative or positive reaction. It's very neutral. You will barely even be asleep. I am not entering your dreams in a way we did before. I think you mistake what you believe is going to happen. It was more that you would get tired and your eyes would flutter, and in that moment between awake and dream, we would have a conversation privately, all of us. And then, probably less than a fraction of a second for you mortals, we would be awake and like nothing happened in the physical world. I,
Well,
I, she just, I have no gain here. I could give you the one piece I promised you, but I think there's more you need, and I can only do that through bargains.
well, which I do not know the content of your character, and if you are a liar, you could use our minds, for all I know, to escape to the dream and get out of this deal. So you can sit here and give us all the assurances you want, but I think that we're going to err on the side of caution.
That is, not unforeseen. Do you not have the power to compel me to tell the truth? Any of you? She kind of just like, she looks. There are ways to confirm these things.
Indeed.
I have this power, but like you just said, I don't know what you're capable of. For all I know, you are immune to this power.
That is a possibility. But would you not be able to tell if it works or not? I have seen people try to capture my kind in mushroom rings and strange rituals.
I have no desire for your capture. I'm gonna look to Kellen and Otis and Heath as well.
I believe I can discern whether or not she will be speaking truth or not.
I have no way of telling, but I do feel compelled as to the terms of the agreement. And as I did not have a quill and parchment, I didn't write down every word that was discussed and what was agreed upon.
Well, I cannot harm you or mortals for a year and a day. As soon as I'm done answering the one question for you, I must leave. So before I answer that question, I was making another offer to answer other questions for an exchange of something. I must bargain. That is of my nature. But I do not have to set the terms to be so high and malevolent. I think helping you with certain things would be beneficial to my potential survival. But I cannot give anything away.
I will.
Does the okay?
I will give you the story behind why I want your assistance with something. I have not told that story to anyone. Is this sufficient
That
for
is,
your aid?
that is sufficient for your question, yes.
Does it need to be a story, a poem, a thought, or can it be something more physical?
It can be what you think is worth it.
Hmm.
Hmm. I guess. I guess I have a story to trade. A story that is known by few.
I I find that acceptable. No, is there something you wish
What
to
about?
trade? I know you said about a private conversation, but if I'm going to do, if I'm going to give us all a dream, it will be shared. I do not have the power and resources after our last ordeal. And she gestures at her wounds and the battleground around you. I do not have the energy or power to do this more than once today.
So it'll be one dream, and all of our stuff will be what all of our questions will be weaved into one.
Yes, all of I will answer you each individually, but everyone will be present.
Hmm. That would be fun.
He says something. We'll find out what he says if he's willing to give something up. Uh,
That is very wise, Heath. Yes, very good.
and she goes, "If you agree to this, it will be a mere flutter of your eye, and we will be in a small scape for less than a second in the material world."
I grab onto Reggie's like the scruff of like fur on the back of his neck and just kind of hold tight.
Uh, as she begins to hum a lullaby, and for a moment, each of you, your eyes droop for that second, but in that second, the world changes. You all kind of open your eyes in like a quick reaction to that moment of falling asleep, and you are standing in a familiar field where you laid low the three hags in their dream state. The cauldron is much smaller, far diminished. The power of the coven weakened, destroyed. There's only a single ember burning, but you see these golden and silver strings weaving a tapestry. Whoever has her shears, they are gone from your possession and in her hands, as she is sewing and pulling, and she definitely looks more real here than she did in the physical world. Like this is some sort of maybe demi-plane of dream or the Feywild of some sort. And she looks to all four of you and goes, "A trade. Who would like to go first?"
Dean, do I have a connection with Severax or no?
You do not.
Okay.
Are you? Or do you think about about that for a moment as
That was the whole reason he was asking
yeah
the question earlier. Yeah.
As Otisesh goes to think that thought, she looks to you. Her milky eyes make contact. Do you wish your passenger to be here?
I do not.
Then they are not. And that's all she says.
Yeah. You consent to my casting a truth-seeking spell.
I do.
I'll cast Zone of Truth.
Okay. She willingly fails the save.
If no one else wishes to go first, I can.
Please do.
Heath, we have only met each other briefly, but Dizzy and Kellen, we have known each other for some time now. It is undoubtedly quite clear to the both of you that there is a strange source from which I draw my powers.
So as much as I love this star,
The truth is, I am not meant to be the man I am today. Most of my life, I have been a scholar, a researcher. You might say I have had a perhaps unhealthy obsession with the great predecessors of my kind. But as a lesser son of a noble house, it allowed me to lead a perfectly enjoyable life in my homeland. Until one day, in a ruin, as this is often the sort of place you find yourself when you are seeking ancient knowledge and artifacts, the structural integrity gave way. And I was crushed beneath the very dirt I dug through to reach the cavern.
God damn it.
And in that time, I prayed to those ancestors for whom I had dedicated my life to studying. And my call was answered. However, the great ancestor who answered that call, either as a price to be paid for this favor or as something that happened in the past, I do not know, became corrupted. Our spirits are bound, our lives are bound, but I don't know what to do, is the truth of the matter. If I do not channelize powers, dark as they may be, I can feel the dark spirit growing more control over me. So I must seek out warfare to keep control of my mind. I do not know if he can be saved or destroyed without destroying me. And I only hope that his presence not being here now means he will not find out what I have said or what I have learned when we return. But of that I cannot be sure. So this is my story, more for my companions than for you. But this is the price on which we agreed.
She nods. A debt is paid. A question is owed. Do you seek to ask that question now, or wait for your others to tell their story?
Yes, perhaps it would be best that we address it one at a time.
She just looks at you.
I'm thinking how to best formulate this question so as to not waste it. Do you intend to... No, that's not fair.
How about you discuss amongst your friends before I am bound to answer the question you ask? If there might be a way they can help you. They may have more questions.
Indeed.
I had no idea, Odyssesh. I've sensed that presence that you spoke of many times and I know we, I don't know, danced around it back at Fort Strong, but I had no idea that you were compelled. I'm so sorry.
I would otherwise be dead. So it is not all against my will or against my benefit. But my great ancestor has been corrupted. And I now bear that corruption until such a time as I can figure out how to purify his spirit. And in doing so, hopefully purify my own.
Perhaps your question can deal with, I mean, I know there's probably a lot of facets of this, but perhaps you may be able to get a lead on where to start on how to break your connection permanently and have control over your own fate.
Well, there are two parts that I'm struggling with. The first is, can he be saved? And if so, how? And the second is, if he can't be saved, or perhaps even if he can, could we even be separated? Or are the two of us forever intertwined if either of us hopes to continue living?
I mean, I think I understand where you're coming from, Otisesh, but I think you need to ask yourself, what is it you want? You spoke of purification. If this is your ancestor and they are linked to you in a, pretty tangible way, do you seek redemption, purification, or do you seek separation?
I think if I could decide fate, all of the above, I would like my ancestor's spirit to be purified so that he may rest. But if that cannot be done, or if we cannot be separated, then I would much rather carry his purified, more true essence, such that I might be a better paragon for my people.
All right. Well, I think that then that goal becomes clearer. You're willing to carry the burden, or maybe burden's the wrong word, but you know what I mean. You're willing to carry him if he can be purified. I don't know the cause of the corruption, but maybe that's where to start. Maybe if you learn how he's corrupted, maybe that gives you the answer to undo it.
The other burden that will be placed upon you all is this will be difficult to talk about when we return.
I did consider that. I kind of guessed that we can't talk about it unless we're in a space like this.
Truthfully, I'm not sure how he would react, but I imagine it would be poorly. I think that what you have mentioned is the wise approach and why I have waited so long. But I think we all saw in the dream what his corrupted essence would do, could do, were it to take over. The arena.
Yeah.
That was not my
Yeah.
dream.
That place is real, though?
Yes.
Wow.
And we must find a way to see if somehow we can communicate as we get more information without him knowing. Maybe there's an artifact or an item or some kind of a spell that I'm not aware of that would allow us even brief communications to kind of update our information and perhaps formulate a plan.
Yes.
Everyone make me a quick perception check.
Sorry, I have to let my cat out.
Yep, no, I
Hey.
saw.
That was a 14, Gene.
Cool.
I got a 6.
Yep.
Someone roll me a d20, please.
See if I can get there first. I got it. 12.
Okay. Heath pipes up, just kind of subtly. I think she's smiling. And for a moment, you catch a quick smirk on the fate hag's mouth, but it goes away quickly, like back to the blank blank face.
I guess, Otisesh, I'm the most cautious about asking, how do I undo corruption like one that I've seen or one that I've experienced with my ancestor, right? Like, I don't know if that answer is just available. I don't know. But, we know Norm is a very intelligent wizard. We hope Ralford is a very intelligent person. Maybe we ask about someone in the world that can guide us, or some place, maybe a library, a temple. I don't know.
Perhaps since the hag has all of the context we have just discussed, we could simply ask where to start. To be open-ended enough to address any of the potential angles.
She simply shrugs. She shrugs.
I think that's a pretty good. Way to go about it. Knowing, from what you just heard, where would you begin? The journey of purification or whatever. Yeah. No, I think that's good.
Otis will turn to Lottie and say, Lottie, with the context that you have heard, where and how should we begin this quest?
She takes a moment. I would start at the beginning. I think the root of the corruption of what this being was and isn't anymore. It was once Severax of a majestic golden paragon known for justice and good and benevolence and protecting, as most gold dragons might be. But its people were hunted to the edge of extinction and then subjugated by your ancestors. So there is vengeance, the corruption of justice. There is hate with the corruption of good. This being is in deep pain. This being lashes out for a corrupt form of justice. Oh, that's so loud. This being lashes out for corruption, for the corruption of justice, this vengeance and pain. I believe if it has a connection with you, you have a connection with it. Using that may be a tool, or setting it free of its cause and reminding it of what it was.
Strongly.
And I do believe your fates are intertwined. But I think it is more
Wait, what to do? Yeah.
It is more of your rarity of who you are that sets you apart from your people. Your ancestors subjugated these people. Your ancestors slew the great dragons. This is likely the last one that remains here because of its corrupt mission. I think if its soul was put to rest, if its cause was proven over, then it would have no reason to want more vengeance. It would have no reason to keep pushing you and trying to take you.
The cause being vengeance for his fallen brethren.
For your empire, slaying all of them. For your people, your ancestor slew him in battle with an army. But he was powerful. He had magic set aside as he saw the fight coming. He saw the war and its culmination. And so he squirreled away what power he had, and in his treasure trove, in his hoard, found ancient and dark magics, necromantic in nature, to form the device you carry on you. So that even in death, there would always be a chance that Sevrax could get his revenge.
Interesting. I do not know how to set it free of its cause, but I will seek to become wise enough to do so.
I believe you will find your true answers and solutions in your homeland. Though the libraries that may have been mentioned and the scholars mentioned earlier in context may give you some more clues. Your truest answer will be when you return home and what you do there.
That was a very full answer.
Indeed.
I can only speak of what I see, and I must speak it truthfully.
Okay. Kellen, do you want to go next, or should I?
I'll go. I'm just trying to think what to provide nosy Luddy that would be of interest. I'm not really known as a great storyteller, so I'm trying to think what I might have of value that she would appreciate.
It is what you value that I appreciate.
Well, that makes it much easier. I have a brother. He is a Goliath, although I hadn't really considered him that. He was a brother to me. It didn't matter what he was. And I remember when we were younger, I realized this was a very strong guy. I'm just a little guy. So, hey, some families have stronger brothers. But we bonded in such a special way. And I've missed that bonding over the last year or so. I remember one of my happiest days is when my father built this harness that he would place on my brother's shoulders. My brother would scrunch down a little bit, and I would climb up his back and go into the harness, and I would basically almost ride my brother like he was on a horse. I would say, go there, go left, go right, turn around. And I remember so much fun we've had over the years. And what really struck me is one of the dreams, you probably know the particular one. My brother was an evil entity. And I realized quickly my brother would never go that way. But alas, I'll never know for sure. I can only assume it was a perversion of what my brother is. But he had to go and seek his own path once his eyes were open to him. And I do worry about him often. I wasn't really sure what I was going to discuss until you mentioned something that is of value.
Uh,
Uh,
she smirks again. That was my dream. That was a possible fate. That could happen. It likely would not. But if choices were made down roads, that is a path that could have happened.
yes, things do happen that would change one's perspective, but I would always hope that my brother would not choose that dark path, because one thing that really attached me to him was his goodness. Definitely wasn't like the smartest person. I was more like the brains of the operation, but I feel that his spirit was good and his intentions were true. And like I said, from the happiest moment riding in this harness to the saddest moment, seeing him leave, with the hope that maybe one day I would see him again. And this hope is what's been driving me forward, especially any time we come across adversity in our travels.
I accept your story. I thank you. A question owed.
For a while, probably a year or more ago, we separated and traveled our own paths to try to unlock secrets that would help us. I traveled to the homeland of my parents, and I came across people who knew them, and it was really great hearing how they were well respected there. But what was more and way more interesting was this large metallic machine that was embedded into the mountain. And I was led to believe my answers would be found there. And I did find some of the answers I found. My father was working in there. But the one thing that always struck me is there somehow this metallic creature was embedded in the mountains. And for a moment, I thought that I'd be able to just go in there, work the machines, and have this thing smash through the mountain. And I always imagine one day, when I have time, if that should ever happen, that I could go there and fully realize this metallic creature and break him out of his prison.
What is the question you ask?
Knowledge of the ages is often lost, but I've come to know that there are clues, but the hardest part is finding out where to find them. I seek to get guidance on where to go that I may unravel this mystery and see my goal of releasing this metallic, beautiful thing from the mountain where he is embedded.
She takes a moment and you watch as like her eyes flicker and she begins kind of pulling certain strings and weaving patterns across the ways, and like she pulls and stretches, unloops, unties, and she looks as she kind of scans over it. The object you seek is from long ago, when the gods and the titans and the fae, archfae, walk this world fighting a great war. This colossal, this colossus of war stood, its primordial powers true. This will likely be found with, it needs great repairs, as it is missing many pieces for where it fell. But there is a strange entity who arrived during that war that controls and lives in a crystalline city that hovers to and fro the great. She kind of thinks for the word crevasse that scars your world. One of your friends has sought company there. But this entity can help you.
Was that satisfying, Kellen?
It was.
And in your moment, Kellen, kind of as she kind of stretches across the skein of fate, you see an image of the great, the gash that runs all the way from Pentos to the coastline across the Wormscale Mountains. And there are two large bridges. And for a moment, you see a green crystalline reflection back. And then the image fades.
Is this anywhere we've traveled before? This sounds awfully familiar with the big crevasse. Is that in the desert?
I will show you a map. If you look on the map, you are currently at Castle Grim. The great figure she references is right there.
Mm-hmm. These are the two bridges are here. Mm-hmm. So it sounds sort of like what we're heading to. Would I be wrong in that guess?
Pentos is up here. Eventually, you're going to head there. You're heading to the Wizard Tower in this desert. But there's nothing saying what you're doing after the Wizard Tower.
Okay. But we're definitely in the right area of the world. You see Kellen takes out a little journal and starts writing things down so he can refer to them later. And I'll look over at Diz.
Dizzy seems to be kind of looking away. And finally, he kind of looks up. I guess for my question, I have a story.
3 days.
I didn't always. My name is not Disbin Tinderfoot. Well, it is my name, but it's not the name that I was born with. Kellen knows my family, but, well, my birth family. My real family is the Tenderfoots, but there was a time before they took me in. And not many people remember, much about being a baby when you're young, when your brain is still rattling around in your skull and you're figuring out how to eat without getting it all over yourself. But I have a memory from when I was young, and I don't know all of it, but I remember being afraid. I was so scared back then.
How was your?
When I was little, my family was not kind to me. I was smaller than everyone, and everyone took their frustrations out on me and picked on me and kicked me and bit me. There was times when my cousins would tell me that I wasn't supposed to be born, and my my mother, she would scold them
That's the most old people.
and say, "Don't say that, or he'll hear you." And I didn't know what that meant. When I was older, just before, I don't know, a few months before I left
Shock jams.
my goblin family, I found a chamber. I don't know what it was. Looking back on it, I think it was a shrine, some kind of altar. It was under the earth, and and I don't think I was supposed to see it or find it, but it had skulls and blood, and
Yeah, some
they were goblin skulls, and
stays up for more than 4 hours. You have to go down. Okay.
it felt familiar
Fucking
somehow,
not for
like I had been there before,
if
but
I was
I didn't remember it.
you would get cured.
And then I got scared again. And that's the day that I ran away from my goblin family,
No, I'm
and
down.
I was living on my own
I
for a
usually
while.
beg you to do anything, Jim. If you want to go do something, I'm gonna go do it. Whatever you want to go do. You want to like shout insults at people standing outside of something. You know, we can go do that too.
And
Whatever
the
you want.
rest of the story, I think, is my own. But that is the story of my first memory was fear, and that is what I offer.
Uh, Tale said, a question owed.
You guys can see like one of Dizzy's hands is clenched in a fist, and his knuckles are like popping, and like, clearly his grip is tight in that hand. I
Yeah, you gotta put a giant needle in your penis.
I need to know
Yeah.
if there are any remaining members of the Nartleby clan, and if there are they hunting me?
She begins pulling at different strings, looking. You see a flash of the same map, and you see it hover over the island of Freeport. And she kind of it zooms in, though it's blurry. She goes, "The clan Nartleby side that you are from is no more, but those who never entered near more still roam Freeport as its denizen. If they knew of your existence, they would likely hunt you. You are the last heir of your side to the Nartleby. You could claim the clan for yourself."
Um, Dizzy's mouth kind of opens and closes, and then opens again and closes again. He looks kind of stunned.
You are the last heir of your mother's line, and she was the oldest daughter
Asking about one party. It's so good.
before her father died years ago. after she was already inside the confines of Nolander's spell.
Oh, just slash down because it's
So, Disbin,
he doesn't.
you choose. Are you a Tenderfoot or a Nartleby? And that will determine whether you are hunted by your goblin brethren.
I know who my family is.
For a moment, you see standing aboard a large ship that is covered, scurried maybe 50 or so goblins. A goblin with a large gold tooth and a flamboyant hat kind of fades in the distance.
That's some decent scroll. 37.
Who's that? No, I don't. I don't. I don't want to know.
You know where those answers lie, in a much more mundane means.
I think last week I had to do Windy when I was the last one.
Hmm.
Good thing you killed the rat, or this information could have gotten back to them. And for a moment, it flashes to the Freeport ship with the were-rats. And as the captain explodes in fire, who may have known your name.
Yep.
And then Heath goes, "Oh no."
Thank you for that. Oh, sorry.
No. Yeah. He goes, "Oh no." And then she goes, "Oh no, hold on. And just in case things happen, we'll fill that in later. Um, she nods. And now I owe you all the question you came to seek. But before I do that, and while it may look like I'm buying time, I'm not. You have earned these." She reaches into the cauldron and she pulls out a sack. Just a black velvet sack. This is for defeating my sister. Un momento. I have to figure out which one this is.
Is she insulting our manhood?
This is for defeating Crabby Jill Duststumble. And she puts the bag down. And then she reaches into the cauldron. And she pulls out the face of Screeching Rachel Nightcrawler, which is like the night hag. They have horns and like, but it's kind of like,
Oh, like, yeah.
but it's not sticky. She goes, "This could be useful to at least one of you." And she looks at you, Sam. She looks at Odasesh. "This may help you for something long ago was stolen from your people." She puts it near you. Again, you don't need to take it.
The severed head?
Well, it's a face. It's like a face-off situation. Of like a purple-skinned. Yeah, I think I have a picture. I can get a picture of a night hag. But yeah, it's like the purple-skinned face of a night hag. It could be useful. Long ago, something was stolen from your people. And this could at least give you an edge, though it would have to bond to you.
We'd be heroes.
And for me personally, because you mentioned it, and I do love a good story,
Yeah.
she pulls out two rings. One is like midnight black with like a white stone in the center, and the other one is a white ring with a black stone in the center. These may assist you so your passenger does not help. And she just kind of puts that like in the center of these three items.
I thank you for your assistance.
These items are for you to use as you wish. Though, be careful with the bag.
Why?
It is it is not of this world. It is more. Let me tell you what I must tell you now that you have these things.
Mm,
Tenebris, your great threat. The primordial darkness that hungers and consumes all light, all living. The heroes of old, they fought it and temporarily beat it, though it was too strong for them to truly defeat. So each of them gave a piece of themselves to lock it away. But unfortunately, they did not realize that when you lock it away, that is how the shadows like to be, hidden through the cracks, through the thin lines of reality, slowly sending its seed outward. And eventually, as you have all dealt with, it has broken free, and it is now a threat again. But the heroes of old are not to blame. They did not know how to defeat your enemy. May seem crazy, may seem bizarre and seems unrealistic. But you must reveal it. It must have no corner. You must brighten every path. You must let everyone know about it so that there is no place the shadow can touch without it being known. I believe, from what I see, the heroes that have survived can likely help you, and likely will, but it will not be enough. There will be a culmination. There will be a time where decisions are made, and you must make sure that the world itself is ready. You must make sure that you can shine the light upon this place so that Tenebris has no hole to hide, no pocket of shadow, no place it can live. You must reveal it. Reveal its truth so that everyone no longer fears it. And it can harbor no longer in people.
I like that. Really? You won't have mashed potatoes, but you'll have chicken shawarma. Alright. Take it. That's all the sushi stuff too. Shrimp. You can dip it in like sushi.
so the mistake they made was keeping it a secret. They made Narmore, they made a place for everyone to forget. We need to make the world known.
Light the beacons. Get your armies. Purge the land. And as she says that, shadows in this dream that weren't there before begin to flicker. You watch as a golden strand dims. A silver strand dims. She begins looking around wildly like a caged dog. We must flee! And as she says that, you watch a dark maw come over her. In a final moment, she takes her shears and cuts a golden cord between her and the skein, and you watch her fade and burst amongst the tapestry as you are forced awake. In the moment you flickered your eyes closed, you open up, staggering back, and she is gone, but the items that she left you are at your feet.
Pick them up.
What just happened?
Tenebris knows. He heard her. She said his name. I like to just telepathically talk to Reggie. Everything okay? How long were we gone?
He seems confused about the question.
Yeah. Okay, and I just kind of pet Reggie.
But you also get
Okay.
the sense of like he doesn't remember the Fate Hag doing anything to you. Like he's like, you didn't go anywhere. And then like you don't get images like when he thinks of you, like the images you get are you three kind of standing there for a moment and talking, but you don't see the Fate Hag inside that image.
Heath, can you make light?
And he gestures up and light is created.
It just feels more comforting right now. Okay.
Do we still feel bound to the nosy one?
You sure do.
So we, okay.
You feel a pact. And speaking of that pact, there's some special spells that Sam made notice to me last game that you all now can have access to if the Book of Ebon Tide gives you spells on your spell list that you wouldn't normally have because you're now connected with a pact to a fate hag.
Nice.
But in this moment, you begin to hear crying and screaming from different chambers in this region.
All right, I'm gonna jump on Reggie, and I'm gonna look at everyone. Is anyone hurt? I don't know what's left in this place.
Could it be degenerating or something?
We should go investigate.
My hope is that people are waking up, and maybe they're just scared, and that's fine. But we shouldn't assume anything. Yeah, Gene, what direction do we get stuff from?
It's weirdly echoing in this cavern because of how it's built. So, as you guys kind of like dash, in separate directions to try to cover where you can, you see in this village over here a few kids screaming for their parents. You see like a few adults who look like moments away from death in their exhaustion, like emaciated, huge bags under their eyes. But eventually, you begin to gather these folks. They begin coming, and you also realize that the cold in this area, while it's still there, it seems to be a little less. And over the course of maybe a half hour of looking in all the crevices and all the ruins, you retrieve 5 children and 3 adults. You know that many more were taken in the past few months, but at least the children match the description of the 5 of the missing children in the past month.
And how about this one and the other one that we saw frozen? Is that person's can that person be safe?
One of the frozen people is one of these people who has released from it.
Okay.
Let's get them out of here.
Yes.
I think with they are like barely moving, but with your help and assistance, you kind of can get them to exit and easily out of here.
Yeah, I'll have Reggie kind of start barking and like, all right, everyone, follow the puppy.
Yeah, like Reggie is like carrying two of the kids on his back. Disbin, you have like a kid on your shoulders. Odasesh, if you are willing, a kid will definitely try to climb on you. Like, it's just easier. These kids are moving so slow that like if they are not carried, the adults can at least kind of function. And then like Heath is has another kid on his shoulder, and you guys make your way out, guiding these, wary individuals. Where are you taking them?
Where are they from?
So they're in a point of like condition that they are delirious. But
we know that there were missing people from the nearby town, right?
Well, this town, you recognize at least the 5 children are of this month gone missing from this city.
Yeah, so that seems like a good place to start, and then we can try to like get the adults to recover a bit and figure out how we can get them home.
So you do know that this town has many temples. The Temple of the Three. You have a contact there that might be able to help people. You have the Dragon Priestess at the observatory. So you have options. You just gotta tell me what you're doing with these people, or what you're trying.
Temple of the Three is 21. Gene is the Temple of the Three.
Give me 1 second.
I've written down most of them.
The Temple of the Three is 23. Yes.
Is 23.
22 is your headquarters for the Oath of the Vigilance, the Oathkeeper's Hall. 21 is the burial grounds.
Yeah, I say we go to the Temple of the Three. They were looking for people, and I imagine they'll have blankets, food, water, enough to get people, at least resting and healed if need be.
That seems like a good place to start.
And you do remember that when you woke up this morning, a lot of people were a lot more chipper, like they finally got a good night's sleep because you defeated the hags and you were occupying them in like the dream realm. With an ambling speed, and it is a long walk. You definitely give water to these people. You feed them a little bit of like your jerky just to get something in them. But you eventually head to the Temple of the Three. There, you are met by Bertha Chaucer, your contact at the temple. She looks bleary-eyed, as she definitely generally does the grave shift, but she sees what's happening and she kind of leans over. Oh my gosh, we must get help. And she kind of helps usher them into at least some of the pews to like sit down and rest. She gets like 2 of the cemetery keepers, like grave diggers that are not priests. She goes, head to, where is it? Head to the Temple of Azurtunis, get Jaren Trugust. Head to the Temple of Tempest Volus, get Dane Keenseeger. Get me Hugmug Shadowslayer, and Alexia Ronetree, and Beldani. And the man nods. And these 2 begin kind of, and then the other one before he runs, he goes, get, where the heck is it? It was number 25. She goes, get Daryl Adamar, which is the the priestess from the Starlight Observatory. Get them here quickly. And the other gravedigger runs off. As she begins doing her best to start making company, you watch her kind of like go through what provisions and rations she has here. And she seems to be doing her best with getting these people. She wakes up another one of her acolytes, who you maybe met in the morning to make sure you were safe earlier today. As you know, it's midday at this point, but he kind of comes in and begins to give her a hand. She goes, "Oh, we cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much. You heeded the call. Thank the three."
Do they seem injured, Gene, or no?
There are definitely minor amounts of frostbite. There's definitely malnutrition, exhaustion. They are on they are at like an exhaustion point away from just being dead, but they're not like.
So my heal.
You could heal.
So
them.
my healing. So I was going to just set up one of my mechanical things and just do a wave of
I think
temporary hit points.
Yeah, I think your temps will definitely give them a little like boost of energy, so they're a little bit more mobile. But it's temporary. You know, it's not going to be something that lasts. But yeah, so you kind of you set up your little device, and these wafts, these waves of energy, kind of wash over them. A bunch of the kids kind of like pick up in spirit and like start poking it and like giggle at it as like an energy thing comes over it. But they are wrecked. Some of them are just falling asleep. You know, like now that because of that the walk itself seemed to have tired them out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll respond to Bertha. Miss Chaucer, we were investigating the people who'd gone missing, and we found the culprits, and we were, after your help with us sleeping in the basement and everything, we were able to physically get to them, and I'm glad we got there before anyone perished.
And as you kind of say that, your memory goes back, and you think of all the names before this that are not accounted for, and what possibly have happened in the cauldron of the hags. And in that moment, she kind of nods. She goes, "I believed you were here for a purpose. You all seem to have something more about you. Something more." And she just kind of nods. At that time, bursting, you see flaming, someone running across the sky with like flaming draconic claw marks, which Odysseus you recognize as Ashelin's stride, Charlin's, as Daryl Adamar like literally just runs from the observatory and like superhero 3-point lands outside of the temple. "I came as soon as I could," and she kind of rushes in, she sees everyone, and you watch as she like pulls out a silver bowl, and she begins like speaking in Draconic, and you watch as berries begin to populate it, and like it fills up, and she begins passing out these little berries to each person, and as people eat them, you watch a lot more of their color and some of their energy return. Yeah, and are you guys kind of staying here and just helping out?
I don't think so. At least not Disney.
I think long enough to make sure that they sort of have everything in hand.
Okay. Well, yeah. So as you guys are about to, like, once you see groups of people starting to come, you see like different people. So I need to pull something up. Uh, sorry, give me. As you guys are beginning to like kind of like make sure everything's in order, you see different people of different persuasions, in different colors and religious icons beginning to arrive. Where is you? Yes.
Yeah, good.
I'm about to give it to you. So you see a man in like an oceanic blue with the trim kind of looking like sea foam. He's about a 38-year-old man, human, short, wavy, dyed aqua blue hair with brown eyes. He has smooth and a little bit pockmarked golden skin. He's a little bit on the short side with a little bit of a rotund build. And he has a braided Fu Manchu mustache. You see a tiny tattoo of a poem about like the nights, like an ocean, like an ocean's wave over like a sea breeze tattooed across his hand.
Gene, I stopped this carnival worker at the door, and I'm like, you just see some ID.
He goes. I am Jaren Trugust, head priest of the Temple of Azazunis. Move. And you see like three other acolytes with him who have like these waves and like tentacle beast iconography on them.
I don't understand what I'm looking at.
The braided mustache. I don't know.
Oh no, my mouse froze. Uh-oh.
I don't know if Gene's
Gene
saying
is
anything,
rolling
but I
for
haven't
how-
heard him for a bit.
Sorry, my
I can't hear you. There's no
Oh
green
no!
box.
I will say, Gene was having mic issues yesterday. And I
Gene
think
created a
this
character, so
may be
just
back.
generally offensive that Discord shut off his mic, so he couldn't describe it anymore.
You know what? That checks.
Yeah. The universe.
Like
is
he
fucking
described it
Gene
up
for
to a
his
point. I was like,
transgressions.
all right, cool. And then he said braided Fu Manchu, and I was like,
how dare you? Okay, listen,
I was like, roll initiative.
I didn't roll these random characteristics. How dare you? Listen, you don't know. This man is fine. Anyway,
You're right. I don't know how a man would braid their own Fu Manchu.
acolytes, we figured it out. So as these people begin moving through, you realize that each of these people that you see, and if you want, I'll describe them, but if not, I won't because you're being judgmental. That they all are representatives of the Titan gods. So you have Theros Essos, who is kind of like nature and earth and growth and life. There's Tempest Volus, which is like storm, tempest, air, wind, birds. You met the Azur Sunis guy. And then you have Magnus Igneous. They have arrived as well. Again, these are all different worshippers of the primordial gods. And then there are Sophist, and then there are two. At least there's a church from the Titan pantheon of Sophis and Arenoia, which are the masculine and feminine of knowledge and deception. Goddess and god kind of mix. The people from Tempest Volus, the head person is named Dane Keenseeker. I'm not going to describe him, but he's in his late 40s. Then from Sophis Aronia is Hugmug Shadowslayer, who is a male orc, about 6'11". From Theris Essos Temple is Alexia Ronetree, who is a female human. From Magnus Igneous is Beldani, who is a male tiefling or devilkin, where we are from. Which is a little rare. You don't see them that much. Not sailing or other places near coastlines. So yeah, they all seem to be kind of piling in. As you guys kind of like stare at this guy with the crazy blue hair and make judgments, you decide that it's about time to leave, and that's also when you begin to see some of the city guard starting to arrive to kind of like find out what happened. Are you guys heading anywhere specifically?
I'm headed over to the guy with the Fu Manchu mustache.
Perfect.
Gene, I'd actually.
Sir, I am a healer. Are you well?
I'm fine. I am also a healer.
Otis looks around to the like acolytes that came in with this guy and is like, Your sire is unwell and none of you are helping. And he claps his hands together.
They look to you.
This man is in distress.
I'm only in distress because you are making this distressful. There are people I'm going to help. And he kind of like scuttles away from you as you like loom over him. There's a bit of a flop sweat coming out of this. And you begin to see as these clerics and priests and acolytes begin to start tending to people. You know, some of them are either like, you know, you see a bunch of clerical prayers to kind of like determine, you know, people's statuses, how they are physically, if they're gonna die. But it seems like only on the most severe cases, like maybe the person who was frozen that you rescued, you see one of the priests kind of pull out a bit of like a pouch and like dump it out, and some diamond dust comes out, and they begin to like do a ritual, and they seem to cast like a greater restoration on one of these people so that they don't like pass out and never wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are and you guys kind of make your way away, I imagine, so you're not like dragged in. Or tell me what you're doing.
I'm not really that much for us to do, so maybe we should meet somewhere and figure out our next move.
Well, you know that there.
Gene, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
When we returned after the hag encounter or the dream encounter, was the cauldron that the hag was pulling stuff out, was that still in the real world, quote unquote?
It was not.
All right.
It was there when you first fought her, but after the dream where she was taken by the shadow, it seems like she may have done some minor amount of chicanery.
Yeah. Yeah. Weird. Okay. I don't know where we want to go to talk or whatever. I would definitely like to inform one of my order that the barrows have been cleared out. And if he wants to send in a team just to scope it out, make sure it's cleansed, you know, anything left behind. As for us, I don't know.
We should identify these items.
Yes, I can. I don't know. Can I do that? It's one of the things I can do.
I feel like
you've done it before, Kellen.
Yeah, I have. I'll make sure I didn't mix up with one of my other characters. Yes, I can certainly identify things.
As you guys are kind of like heading, you know, through the park that is kind of the cemetery, you know, kind of figure just to get away from the crowd as all these priests and acolytes come in and some of these guards come in. A half orc that you recognize kind of like flags you down.
Sorry, guys.
Is it Thrag?
It is Thrag.
I'll kind of give him a nod and move in his direction.
Yeah, he kind of like takes you off a side beaten path just so you're, kind of clear. He goes, I imagine you're what all the hubbub's about.
It might be the man with the blue hair and the strange creature on his face. He is unwell and requires assistance.
His toothy tusk grin. He just, no, yeah. He's always been a strange one. I think he's fine, but who knows? Maybe his god makes him do that. I'm not sure.
Wait, he did that to himself.
He did.
This is what you are telling me.
Yes, or he paid someone to do it to him.
He is more unwell than I thought. I thought he was carrying an affliction from another.
I did take an oath to purge corruption. I'll be back, guys.
No. Jaren has a good heart. He just has a strange face. Listen.
Yeah, that's fair. That's been said about me.
Right.
Yes, he thought it looked good. I think he was probably at some sort of sailing bar. He likes to do that occasionally to worship his god, and I'm sure some barroom lass complimented on him, and he thought it worked, but maybe she just wanted a better tip. But no one's here to tell him how to live his better life. He loved it, and so we don't want to take that away from him.
That just sounds like he has bad friends. Like nobody's telling him the truth.
He is the head priest of his temple, so I don't see.
Okay.
So I think just due to I don't think anyone's that close to him in a way that could do it. I think he was likely. I don't think so. Is more what I'm saying. I just don't. Think
Now it's sad. Now it's like a cry for attention, and nobody has the heart to. Oh man. Oh, now it doesn't feel good.
Well, it's bad to talk about someone. So tell me what is transpired.
Oh man, I'm gonna try to get it out of my head. Let me go. Okay, come on, Diz. Right. So, and Gene, I'm gonna update him.
Yeah.
Hags fought people.
Not.
I'll kind of give him the rundown.
He goes, I'll grab a few mercenaries and we'll head over there shortly just to make sure there's any stragglers or anything that needs to be found.
Thank you. I do have another question for you. We learned recently that the best way to fight this enemy is to tell people about it. And I don't think that we've been great about that. I think we've been kind of fighting this thing on our own. And I mean, it affects us very deeply. But I think we've been kind of keeping people at arm's length because we were scared that it would get at them. And that's not the right thing to do. Is there a network of bards or a way to circulate information? I think people need to hear about what happened.
Well, why do you not... I think people are going to be up in arms and a little wild over the next day or so, as it seems like a lot of their people have come back. How about you... are you leaving immediately? I know you told me to get you supplies. But I might be able to get you in contact with there is the Ring of Knowledge, which is right by that terribly haughty-taughty wizard tower, but they're a bunch of scholars and collegiates. I mean, I could always obviously write back to our network, but We could definitely scribe something up and maybe try to get it away. Maybe if the Bastion could send out agents or inform them, we could start working on. How about you consider a letter to pen, and we can
All
workshop
right.
it. If you don't plan on leaving within
Yeah.
the day, we could spend some time to figure things out.
I think we're going to be here for at least, I'm going to say probably 2 days minimum before we go anywhere. Maybe more, but probably going to need 2 days before we're all set. I'm also thinking of tackling this like, and when I say I want to circulate information, I want town criers. I want bards singing songs. Like I'm willing to give you a good amount of money towards
Well,
making sure the word is spread in every direction.
well, I have a feeling that you might get an invitation to Castle Grim for your deed. So maybe if you could rub elbows with some of the rich, powerful, and those who are in control of the lands, you might be able to get all of Stravend able to help you.
Why? Why would I rub their elbows? That's really hard for me.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, you will get a hero celebration, and it may be a good
Oh,
opportunity for you to talk to some nobles and maybe the ruler of the land to see if you could uh, help get arranged what you're asking.
I don't necessarily want a hero celebration, but I guess the other stuff is good.
I mean, you could also talk to some of those priests. I know that your good friend
Mm,
with the fine facial hair would definitely talk to you, but they're likely going to question what has happened. So, but they can at least spread the tale through their faithful. Again, I think kind of rubbing. You don't know the term rubbing elbows. I think
I
conversating.
just like stare at him while rubbing my elbow.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
this
like
isn't doing anything.
You have a noble bearing. You know what I mean. He looks at you, Otis says. And just he nods and goes, I know how to get the word around. I can talk to some folks.
Now this guy's rubbing elbow.
Um, so yeah, he kind of I mean, he will definitely recommend to you like talk to some of the bars, talk to like you might be able to get central information out by like telling the knowledge circle because they are scholars and so they might be able to
Yeah.
help you further. But yeah, he just kind of gives you a bunch of suggestions. I'm also going to I think let me reveal stuff on this map because he can now that you have time to explore.
Um. I kind of have this idea to go around to all the inns and taverns in town and tell the story, but I'm not a great at telling stories. So I don't know. Heath might be better at telling stories than me.
I have spun a yarn in my day.
Uh, okay, that sounded good actually. You're hired.
Well, I'll go do that while you decide what other things you're gonna do, and Heath will.
Oh, I didn't mean to. No, not like
I have to
okay.
go now, and he fucking fucks off the space.
Just don't get that hair. Don't get your hair cut in this town. Just don't do it, man.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Smart.
So,
Okay. Cool.
you guys want
Well,
to find a place to identify some items?
indeed.
yeah. Let's go back to the Worn Sword Inn.
All right,
Miss Angmar makes some pretty good grub.
all right. As you head to the Warnsworn Inn, People are definitely like peeking out of it because they can kind of see the church if they squint hard enough and look through the right way. Because like everyone's like, "What's going on over there?" And there's a hubbub in the town of like, I heard people were rescued. I heard they slew monsters. Like, there are wild tales already spreading about what happened in there that no one has any credence to be true. And you guys eventually head to the Warnsworn Inn. As you kind of enter, Angmar sees you. You see like two people like arm wrestling at a table. She heads over and just kicks one off his stool. He goes, "Get out! You don't even pay anymore." And they're like, "Whoa, fuck Angmar." They leave and she rights the stools, and there's now an empty table for you three.
Thanks, Angmar.
I just really wanted an excuse to kick him, honestly. So I thank you.
You are welcome.
Did he owe you? Did he owe you any money?
Well, they keep saying that one day they'll be able to beat me in an arm wrestling contest, and honestly, I told them they had to beat a certain bracket of people, and they keep trying and failing. And it's just every week, and they barely spend money, and y'all are paying customers. So I let them in here when when it's free, but y'all seem like you got a thirst upon you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do ale and meals for everyone.
She
Yes.
Yep. She nods and heads to the back, and within a few minutes your drinks are brought, and then 10 or so minutes after that your food is brought. And yeah, so
Won't take me long to eat. I want to get back to work.
All right, so you want to identify some items.
What's on the list?
All right, so the items you have that I know of, you might have more. I don't freaking know. I don't run this game. You have the great sword.
There is a new tab for party inventory, by the way. It's incredible. I just want everyone to know that.
In Roll20.
In D&D Beyond, there is your equipment, my inventory, and party inventory, and I'm amazed. I'm just amazed.
I'll have to investigate that because that seems pretty cool. I can throw items in there. But yeah, you currently have
the great sword.
You have a great sword. You have a weird black velvet bag.
Bag.
You have a night hag face.
Hag face.
And you have 2 rings.
Ring 1. Ring 2. Was there a book, or we already know about that?
Do you have a book? I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. I remember him saying something about a book that Otis had. Okay. Something about extra spells. Maybe I wasn't paying attention properly.
No, I was saying that Otis just recognized a spell that the Draconic Sorceress cast, or the cleric.
He was saying, no, you said we have access to spells from that new book.
Oh, yes. So
that's an out-of-game book.
It'll be in your D&D Beyond. It's already there, if they are there, because Sam found them, so now you have access to them.
The black bag. I'm fascinated with the black bag, so we shall begin there.
Okay. So you spend 10 minutes. You kind of use your pearl to kind of delve. You have your pearl line goggles or whatever you use to cast or identify. As you look at it, it has a strange, familiar magic, but also not familiar. It effectively is a bag of holding, except the interdimensional space it goes to is not the ethereal. It is cold. So the magic bag is cold to the touch, and it seems that it is linked to the Shadowfell.
What is the Shadowfell?
What do I know about that?
Make me an Arcana check or a History check.
Well, I'm better with history. Let me do history.
7.
22 for history.
Okay. You know that, like, so there's the Feywild and the Shadowfell, and they're kind of like the, dark emotions and light emotions, and the Shadowfell is kind of more the dark emotional side of it. But there's also like dread planes and nightmarish things. So a lot of the Tenebrous creatures you have fought are generally Shadowfell based. So like, it seems like it is a bag of holding, except that it is linked to the Shadowfell instead of the ethereal plane.
Do I think of any particular concern that would be?
It's weird and cold to the touch. There might be stuff in it, but it doesn't seem to have. It doesn't reveal that it's like anything weird. Besides, it has more or less has the same effects of a bag of holding, except instead of being a demi-plane of the ethereal plane, it is a demi-plane of the Shadowfell.
Can I open it up and see if anything falls out of it?
Well, you know that with a bag of holding, if you turn it inside out, everything will come out of it.
Let's do that. Be ready for anything.
But you also know that because this bag is of the Shadowfell, if anything in it may not be what's the best way to put it? May not be aligned to the material plane, so it could have effects if there's stuff in it that's Shadowfell based. But you can still do that. You're a person with lots of fun things. So, as you...
I mean, Kellen, what's the worst thing that happens?
You beat stuff up. Let's go.
As you push, you turn it inside out, that same cold you felt in the dark cavern, in the recent barrows you were in, you all begin to feel as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, there should be, I think, 16. 2. Oh, nope, there should be one more. Someone roll me a d12.
Coming in. I got a 4.
Okay. Roll again.
Okay. 2.
Roll again.
Do you just want to do a number then, man?
No, I already have multiples of a certain thing, and I'm trying to get ones that I only have one of. So.
1.
All right. Perfect. That one I only have one of. So there are 16 seeds that fall out of here. They all look different.
16 seeds.
Seeds. But you notice, as soon as they are out of the bag, they begin to release like a shadowy wisp.
This seems like it
That's
should go
weird.
back in the bag.
I put it back in the bag?
Yeah, back.
Okay.
Just scoop them real quick back in the bag.
Yeah,
Put it back in the bag.
they're just cold to the touch, but yeah, and they go back in the bag.
Gene, as they get scooped, I want to pop Divine Sense and stare at them.
What does your divine sense pick up?
Detect good and evil. Anything affected by the hollow spell. Location of celestials, fiends, and undead.
They are none of those.
Okay. Yeah, there's a little flash of light behind Dizzy's eyes, but I don't say anything.
Everyone make me an Arcana check as you saw the seeds.
8.
Okay.
14.
Cool. Yeah, they're definitely not of this plane. These seeds are not from this plane.
Did they stop growing when we put them back in the bag?
They weren't growing.
Sorry, did they stop releasing whatever stuff they were releasing?
I don't know, they're in the bag. So, you're unsure.
Okay.
We can look into this later. Whoever wants to carry it, it does seem like a normal bag of holding, except that it has these seeds in it.
I mean, you already have a bag of holding, right, Kellen?
I do.
Of
Of course, if it works good, I
I don't
can
know,
always
Otis.
just sell it and do something else.
I'm kind of fine either way. She
Oh.
explicitly was like pointing to me with the mask. So if we're trying to divide things evenly, maybe we should figure out what the other stuff does first.
All right. Yep. Let's keep
Or if we
going.
just don't
Kelly,
care.
Get to it.
Let's check Hag Face.
Okay. I love it. So as you begin to cast Identify on this, just a fully skinned person's face. No blood, though. It has a strange property that it seems like when placed onto someone's like limb, it could be bonded like a tattoo. This is a Shadowfell brand tattoo. What that does is it gives you night vision for 60 feet, dark vision 60 feet, and I believe you can use a reaction to half incoming damage as you go incorporeal once per day, but it does require attunement.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. I will impart
That's
that.
kind of cool.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's think on that, and I'll pick one of the rings and see what we get there.
All right. So, yeah, and you guys can also look up what the Shadowfell brand tattoo does. Oh yeah, here we go. Dark vision 60 feet. You have advantage on Dex stealth, and when you take damage, you can use your reaction to become insubstantial for a moment, having the damage you take. Then the reaction can't be used again until the next sunset. So, passively,
It's rad.
yeah. And then, but that does require attunement if you want to use it. Again, you don't have to. As you identify the ring, it seems like this ring is a pair of rings, and it is a set of rings, ring of shared dreams. That is not an item that
I don't know what that is.
does not exist in D&D, but effectively, if two people wear these rings while going to sleep, they get to enter each other's dreams as if they are under the dream spell.
I can think of another character that would be very useful for.
So it seems like she was trying to give you a way that you could talk about your problem with one person at a time.
Yeah.
These do not require attunement. It just they have to be worn when you go to sleep, so it has to be at the same time. So like two people couldn't be on watch. It would have to be like those two people are going to sleep the same exact time. But, you know, you could always end the dream shorter, obviously, if you just wanted to have, like, a conversation, you think.
Got it.
So.
Great sword.
Yes, last but not least.
So you identify the greatsword. The greatsword is known as Aglan Jarg, which in Dwarvish translates to sword idiot or sword fool. Apparently, when you say Aglan Jarg, this greatsword animates as a dancing greatsword and sings the battle hymn of its people, an ancient dwarven song. It is a dancing greatsword. But it has all that flavor text. So what it does is
awesome.
you have to be attuned to it, and then as a bonus action, I believe you can say its effect, and it will start fighting and floating around you for a certain amount of attacks, and then it kind of comes back to you. But use your bonus action to control it. So it's like kind of a neat, cool item. But it uses your stats for fighting and stuff. But it's not like any plus or anything.
You can take a bonus action to toss this magic weapon into the air. When you do so, it begins to hover, flies up to 30 feet, and attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet of itself. It uses your attack roll and adds your ability modifier damage rolls. While it hovers, you can take a bonus action to cause it to fly up to 30 feet to another spot within 30 feet of you. As the same part of that bonus action, you can use it to attack another creature within 5 feet. After it attacks for the 4th time, it flies back to you and tries to return to your hand.
Yeah. I will add only one caveat to the weapon is it will not function if it is silenced. Because it has to sing its song, and you have to say its word to activate it.
Fascinating.
Because to me, that seems really fun.
Yeah. This weapon just seems very fun, generally.
Well, I guess we can think on these.
Yeah.
I mean, seems very, very good. I don't know what those seeds are. Maybe we should get someone to figure it out, but
I feel like Heath might know.
he better not come back with a braided mustache. I'll tell you, I'm kicking him out of the party, guys. And you know me, I'm a nice guy.
That's unacceptable.
All right.
I thought my dreams were going to be haunted by hags, but they will instead be haunted by that man's hair.
You just dream and you picture yourself with that beard. You're like, I can't even grow hair.
Nights wake up and sweat. Okay.
Gene, what's our time of day? I'm just trying to get a sense of where we are day wise.
I think with like carrying the people back down the hill took a while. I'm gonna say late afternoon, approaching supper time.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what you think, guys. Because here's my thoughts. I think we get a night's rest because we just went through a lot, and then tomorrow maybe do some like spreading of information. Maybe we do some shopping. Again, I don't know why Thrag was really heavily leaning that we were going to get invited to Castle Grim. I kind of hope that doesn't happen because that feels weird.
What else do
and
we
then
have
maybe
on
we head
our-
out the day after.
Yeah. Head out, you mean to the tower?
Yeah. All the supplies that we'll need for the trip, Thrag already bought for us. So I guess like the only thing I can think of is if you guys want to get horses.
Yeah.
And then maybe.
So you were told by Thrag that there's like one more smaller town on the edge of the kingdom.
Right, and that's where we should.
And
right.
That's where you should get like camels or horses specifically for the desert, or you might even be able to book a ride on a sand rider, to get, because it's a place that people travel to. It's just that he was like, hey, I got you water, I got you food, but if you're gonna be going through the desert, you might want to go and he also got you like desert clothes as well, so like you could wear lighter clothing to deal with the heat. But yeah, he kind of warned you that you're gonna want to get whatever last minute supplies in that town right before you go.
Then we should make plans to get there, because if we get tied up in this whole town thing and recognition, it's nice. It really takes us away from our mission.
Is there anyone else in this town we wish to get advice from before we leave?
Let me look at my notes. I've been trying to mark down. I know there's Gemma with unearthed antiquities. Yep. Apparently those goods might be a bit illicit. There is the Serpent Crest auction, which might have some good, powerful items, but it is expensive. Let's see. There's a mercantile guild with alchemy stuff if we want to get potions.
You also know that you were suggested by Thrag that the Ring of Knowledge are a bunch of scholars. So if you wanted to get the information at least into their hands to hire them to start spreading it, they are people to talk to. That might even still be open now, if you didn't want to do it before you went there.
And is there a place? I guess there's a library. I don't think that's where I was before the Wizard Tower, but I like to try to get much information I can on these seeds, because it would make me more comfortable figuring out how to use this bag, whether it's a detriment anyway.
So the Wizard Tower likely is the place you want to go to get information on the seeds.
Isn't that nice?
It's magical knowledge. But literally right outside the Wizard Tower is the Ring of Knowledge, which is just general. It's a college. And general scholarly stuff. So you could go there. You could do whatever you want.
I'd like to go there first.
Yeah, I mean it
doesn't have to be tonight or tomorrow. It's everybody's going to work and get last minute things. I'll work on this.
If you are worried that you might get invited to royal things because you have just done a great deed, and do you want to beat that heat? Do you want to beat that recognition is going to determine if you want to go to places now or hope that in the morning you don't get invited.
I already ate, so
I mean,
let me jump on that now. Then we already ate, so I don't need to eat dinner now.
Dean, is there a library in this town?
The Ring of Knowledge. That is also the library. So, you guys want to head over that way?
I think so.
Yeah,
Dope.
I want to go that way.
Yeah, so you guys kind of cross over. I'm not going to draw it on the map, but you kind of see from 20, you follow across, you take a small ferry over to the docks, and you kind of retrace your path up to all the way 20 to past 14 to 9 and 10, or not past 14, but past like 17. And you head over to 9. So there's like this large circular tower that seems to have 4 separate like wings, and it. There's not a lot of people out here currently in the evening, but you do see candles in the window, and you do see occasionally shadows of like a face with like the edge of a book, in the distance. It seems like people are definitely still in there working. As you enter it, the smell of musty, of not must, but of book and like dryness. You see that there are some signs of like be careful with candles, be respectful, be quiet. This bottom floor seems to be like filled with like tables and chairs for people to like bring their books to read. And you see like people dressed in comfortable tunics and clothing that definitely have like minor ink stains here or there. That seem to be like gathering books off a table and like carting them upstairs. And you see that there is a short fella standing on a stepping stool, kind of sitting at a desk as you first enter. He's like a little, probably older than your dad, around the age, somewhere in his 50s of a halfling. He has long, wavy, blonde hair with brown eyes, and he has a silky brown skin. He seems to be about 2'11" and has a little bit of a round, pudgy build. And he has a small, like medium-sized beard. And you see that he has a large front gap like tooth in his front 2 teeth, so he probably can't whistle. And he just kind of just is looking around. You notice that he seems to be he kind of has like spectacles that he like on chains that he's looking through as he's reading a book.
I'll look at Diz. You want to take this or me?
Oh, sure. Yeah, right. Diz seems to kind of shake his head and like clear his throat. Hail, Surefoot. And I will try to greet the halfling in halfling.
Oh, well, hello. I am Tom Offern. It is a pleasure for you to join us. And as he kind of moves, you notice now that you get a closer look, he has golden rings and like a jewelry and like fancy chains underneath his like scribely outfit. Well, hello. Yes, like I said, I am a scribe Offern, or Tome if you're a friend of the short folk. If you like to sail the verdant sea like I do, then yes, you are welcome. How can I help you?
Scribe Ortome?
Ortome.
Is that your name?
So his name is Tolme, Tome Ophirin. Ophirin.
Ophirin. Okay, a Scribe Ophirin. Well, Scribe Ophirin, my name is Disbin Tinderfoot.
A good name. I know the Tinderfoots quite well.
You've been missing out on Keg. She's got a new biscuit recipe, and I'm not here to brag, but it's a lot.
His eyes go wide. when you say keg.
Really?
She goes, I thought.
Can I insight
No, he
him? Pete?
literally said he's about to say something. He goes, I
Oh,
thought,
sure.
I thought she died.
No, Keg and Hank are alive and well.
He seems less recognizable about Hank. Like that doesn't seem to ring a bell or anything.
Yeah, but Keg was the famous one.
Wait, you mean the famous, the lowland sapper known only as the Wolverine still lives these days?
Now I give him a look.
Yeah, and he's like
I've
close
never-
to you, like low, like, no way. Only when I was a child, she was around.
I just call her Mom. I never called her the Wolverine.
Well, must be a different Tenderfoot then. He just kind of chuckles off.
Could be. Well, I'm glad to meet you. I think me and my friends would like some help finding some information. And in a weird twist, I would like some help in spreading information.
Alright.
Do you think you could help us?
I mean, I could call a few of my colleagues who are free, and maybe the three of us could help you. Each one of us could take one of you and kind of assist if you are doing separate things. Paranel, and you see, sorry, as he says that, you see him like kind of correct himself. I meant Scribe Cornwallis, and you see a very young female half-elf with cropped, straight auburn hair, gray eyes, and a rough copper skin. And as she kind of approaches, she smells of a light pipe tobacco smell. She goes, "Hello, I'm Paranel Cornwallis. I can be of assistance." And then he goes, "Luanda, I meant Scribe Wheatflow." And you see a middle-aged female human with long, straight red hair, blue eyes, and soft golden skin. And she seems to, she has like exotic tattoos on her of like, I would say, Sam, you recognize some of these symbols as like ancient draconic.
Interesting.
But unfortunately, it's like if someone said ancient draconic for like super and awesome.
Got it.
Oh my God, I know what this is.
Yeah.
But she wears them like she thinks they're very important, and they mean very important things. It's like majesty and like glory, but like those are the words. But like you're like, oh, okay. But it is ancient draconic specifically.
Yeah.
She goes, hello. She goes, I'm Luanda Wheatflow. I can help you as well. And so the three of them are kind of like, all right, we can be of assistance. Tome goes, I specialize in religious tomes and knowledge. Luanda goes, I specialize in ancient gods and draconic lore and primordial creatures. And Paranel just goes, I can just help you find things. As she's like the youngest.
Paranel, perhaps you can help me
Paranel-
with something I'm working.
Okay.
She goes, okay, how can I help you?
I'm looking into these things I've heard about. They're actually little type of seeds, but they seem to emanate a little shadowy thing. I read about it sometime, and I Plus, since I'm here in a place of knowledge, you might be able to give me some leads on that, or perhaps it's home that may have this information.
All right, give me a moment. Paranel kind of like it's like, oh, we have some books on agriculture, and Luwanda just pushes her aside. Ancient seeds, you say? Ancient cultures and strange things. Those are my specialty.
That was rude.
I'll gladly help you. Paranel, help one of the others. As and she kind of like takes you. Here, follow me, follow me. And Luwanda begins leading you upstairs.
Okay. I'll be back.
And like Paranel kind of just like shrugs and like looks like this happens. Like
Paranel, that was very rude. You should stand up for yourself.
I'm an apprentice scribe, and I'm unfortunately I'm learning from Luwanda. So once I master my sphere and my knowledge, and I can prove it, I will have a better standing. And
Well, maybe you can help me, Paranel.
and Opham goes, all in good time, dear, all in good time. Yes. She is quite skilled. Don't let her fool. She just hasn't passed the thesis yet, where she must prove her theory. It is only a matter of time.
Dizzy understood like 6 of those words.
Yep.
So I just kind of nod back at him. Paranel, honestly, I need someone who can kind of write down my story and maybe, I don't know, make it sound more good. I'm not great with letters.
More flowery and a better prose. Oh,
That's it.
I can do that, of course. I'm very good at linguistics, and she kind of she'll go. Do you have a specific type of audience you're trying to affect, or what kind of messaging you're trying to get across?
I'm trying to get this message. I want it to be as broadly accessible as possible.
So you want this to be able to be made into multiple formats, so that it can be like put through some papers, it can be sent through town criers, it can be done through messages. Okay.
Oh my gosh! Yes, exactly.
Okay, and maybe posters and other forms that it can be really spread.
Yeah, flyers, circulars, maybe a kid's book, everything.
In multiple languages, I would imagine, so it's cross-cultural. Okay. Well,
Yep.
let's get the message first, and then we can start working on the other things. And she takes you to a desk that seems a little bit nicer than the other desks, and it's like tucked away with like its own nook. And she kind of pulls out some well-used scribing materials like it's hers, and she begins starting to work with you.
Cool.
All right, and then the small halfling looks to you, this huge dragonborn. Well, I guess it's me and you, big guy. How can I help you?
Hello. I wish to see what information or tomes you may have on my people, my kingdom, and my culture.
Are you looking at it from just knowledge, or are you also looking at like religious texts about like the dragon gods? What are you talking?
Anything historical would be of interest.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Follow me. So he begins kind of. He heads upstairs. He kind of takes you with him. You guys get to. All right. So we'll go with you first. So he begins. Actually, what time is it? Let's see. Yeah, we'll end soon. I was like, oh, we'll take a break. We can just end soon. So he begins kind of going through. He starts pulling books off of shelves. Most of them seem generic, but he goes, hold on. There is a prohibited section. I can take that book out, but I have to stay with you to read it. Is that acceptable?
That is acceptable.
Oh, excellent. So he kind of takes you to you see an archway that he He walks forward, looks around. Don't follow me, or you will be harmed. And he walks through. You see kind of like a shimmer of magic go over him. He continues walking, and you see him kind of reach his hand out, and you see like there's a podium that a book should be on, but there are no books. And he pulls a book that is bound in dragon scale, but a dragon scale of every dragon color. And it's big, it's heavy, and you notice that like the locking mechanism are interlacing dragon teeth, and there seems to be the center seems to be like a diamond that for a moment when it catches the right light kind of does a dragon's eye. And he like lifts it. This thing looks like it's like this thick, and he's like, oh, all right, and he heads out. You notice that he kind of like reaches over, and there's a small cart that he puts it on, and he begins. There's a bunch of books you have already collected of like generic information, and he kind of begins wheeling that back down to the study with you.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I'll get to Norm. She goes, all right, well, do you have an example of the seed? Do you have a picture of it? Something I could reference?
I could show it to you, but I'm not sure if it's inherently dangerous.
I am unsure what you mean.
Would a drawing perhaps help you?
Yes.
Okay. Helen open up one of his books. To the best of his knowledge, he'll recreate the state and showing the little wisp of shadow out of it.
Okay. Give me a tool check proficiency. So, give me
Good.
like a dex plus double proficiency.
Okay. 16.
Okay. She looks at it. So it has these wisps coming out of it.
Yes.
Did it have those wisps when you first examined it?
No. After I examined it, the wisps started appearing as they were coming out, and I thought that maybe something was going to happen, but I wasn't really sure.
Well, it seems like whatever you have is extraplanar. It does not, should not exist on our material plane. Do you have the coloration of the wisps? And you kind of start going back and forth and describing it. She begins pulling out books on like, abyssal fauna and flora, Feywild flora and fauna. So like, just like, she just starts kind of pulling out books and starts looking. And then Rennie, you are helped to whatever you want designed, and she will do her best. Let me roll a check. She takes your ideas, and you can tell that she's having trouble trying to like guide you better because she feels like she doesn't want to overstep. But she definitely has ideas that you think could help, but she's like almost afraid to say them.
If I can, and I'd like to make a persuasion check if I can, but I'd like to kind of get her out of her shell. Like Dizzy's used to being the underdog, even if that was a while ago. I'm going to try to kind of encourage her and be like, listen, you may be only a scribe now, but once this gets out there, I promise you, people are going to remember your name as well as ours. And, try to boost some confidence.
Make me a persuasion check.
Go, Dizzy. 23.
Nice. Yeah, she kind of was, all right. Well, I mean, I think your ideas are solid, but there are definitely parts we need to work on. You can't just say shadow people are bad people. It has to be a better description. Describe their math.
I mean, but Reggie's fur, Reggie's fur is important, and we have to describe what Reggie's doing in every scene.
I don't think that's really going to reveal the cult that you're going after and reveal the light. you keep mentioning a shadow dog with glowing red eyes. I don't think that really cuts the message, but we'll work on it. And so you guys kind of keep going back and forth. Then back to you, Norm. Kellen, she kind of like looks as you guys are sorting through the books. Make me an investigation check with advantage.
Okay. 11 and 19.
Okay. So you kind of scan through some books, and none of these really match up until you get to the book of the Shadowfell.
There's big surprise.
And these are known. Hold on, I gotta figure out what the fuck these are. They have a name. I just have to figure out what the fuck they're called. No. Where is he? Hold on 1 second. Sorry. I had the information, but of course when I need it, it doesn't want to. One moment, I almost have it. Sorry, I apologize. There we go. They are called illusion seeds. And they are created in the Shadow Realm, and they're reliant on a supply of shadow matter to power their effects. Each seed generates an illusion, and those illusions can take quite powerful forms. While illusion seeds are fairly permanent in the Shadow Realm, where there is shadow matter to empower and sustain the illusions, they are notably less permanent anywhere else. In the mortal world and on other planes, the effects of the illusion seeds last for 2d12 hours and then crumble away in small bursts of glittering light. To use it, it seems like you must throw it 5 feet or more from you. And it seems like you get that if the seeds are exposed to the material plane, they begin losing their potency because they have a time clock. So, and you have 16. There are many different types of seeds, and you have no idea which ones you have.
What fun would be in that, knowing all of that?
So if you decide you want to throw a seed, you can roll a d12 unless you want to spend time identifying all 16 seeds, which is also available as an option.
I'll set that for another time, but I think I always like getting more information, even if it takes longer.
Okay. And then I will go to you, Sam. So the first thing that happens when he puts the book down, you hear a growl that only you hear.
Okay.
This has been a while since Severax has kind of been vocal since all of the incidents, and he goes, "That is a book I recognize."
If you can save me the trouble of turning these pages.
It depends what you look for. And as you're having this like side conversation in your brain, the little halfling's like, "So I believe this is the treatise of the Great Wormspire Mountain. It is apparently after long back in ancient history times, the dragon kind, the ones descended from the gods of their people, kind of decided to settle in an area." And they made treaties with different mortals of the realm. Now, of course, they are dragons, so not all of them held them. but there were some that would police it, and some that wouldn't. So this book kind of details a little bit about the ancient dragons of old from the Wormspire Peaks.
How's it organized?
So he kind of like he opens it as like it's very carefully. He's wearing gloves at this point. Um, but he goes, well, it kind of this is it's very long and it's a treatise, and he kind of shows you like you can tell that it's kind of like alliances. It's like essentially being like, hey, the territory of these mountains passed to where Khazralia is, like back in old times. That's our land. If you come there, you're prey.
Got it. Is there anything specific to Severax or specific mention of him in the book?
Why don't you make me an investigation or history, and you can have advantage because you have a scribe helping you.
$16. I rolled a 5 and an 11.
Nice.
That's
So
the best roll I've had tonight.
there is a mention of Severax, in fact. Hold on. um, hold on, I gotta see something. All right. So, for when you kind of go through it, you eventually read that representative of the Gold Dragons is Severax, the Molten Champion. And that, you know, he was known as being wise, benevolent, reserved, you know, kind of embodying the apex of power and goodness within the dragon race. So that's kind of on their own scale. But he would be fighting injustice and evil to uphold justice and the greater good. It seems like he may have been kind of in charge of like the metallic dragons, or at least saw himself to lead them. And you know, in his, you know, he definitely, it seems like he penned a bunch of this, of like some of the treaties and the exact wordings, and it seems like there were treaties with like ancient giant kin. There seems to be mention of like a far off or like a jungle region, which you recall that to the north of Khazralia is this like jungle region that is full of dinosaurs, and it seems like tribes from there are treaties with, and it seems like there are treaties with the Elven kingdoms, some like the Dwarven kingdom, but like before it was what it is now. Like this is all like ancient history, like thousands of years old, maybe.
Got it. And does Severax react to the like mentions of his former self?
Why don't you give me some sort of, I don't know, charisma saving throw or wisdom saving throw? Look at your item. Sure does. I think it's on.
Why am I looking at the item? What am I looking for?
It should be a charisma saving throw DC on it at the bottom. I don't know if you have it. If your version has it, I think it does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just roll a save against that number.
I failed.
Oh, you failed. Interesting. Okay. Your vision goes dark. and you are pulled into the phylactery. This is the first time this has ever happened to you.
Mhm.
You have never failed. Your will has always been strong. But maybe with some of the doubt, some of the secrets you kept from it, and the dreams kind of shaking you for a moment, this dragon who always waits and always watches picked its moment. And I think that's a good spot to end tonight's game. And I will tell you, Sam, for you, I rolled a 3. So if you look at that effect, you should know what that means.
Uh,
For the duration.
got it. Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Yep. And so I think that's a good spot to end this game, as I think things might be happening in a second. But that I will have to actually figure out what we're doing. So, yeah, thank you guys for playing. Thank everyone. You know, we're rooting for Tom and June. And hopefully within a few more weeks, we'll get the next session, and we'll see where this all goes.
It's very thrilling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good session.
All
Thanks
right.
all.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Gene.
All right. Good night, everyone. All right.